Hello everybody, Carl and Aaron here, and we're going to Kentucky for some guitar backup on Turkey and the Pea Patch from Buddy Thomas. A wonderful D tune, and it's great to have more than one turkey tune in your repertoire. Everybody knows that. So this may be your second one, or who knows how many you know already, but we'll have fun putting some straight ahead backup and some walks in there, and Aaron will show us how it goes right now. Lovely fiddling and a lovely tune. All right. Pretty fun to back up a good old straight ahead fiddle tune like that. So we're in the key of D, and I'll just walk you through, no pun intended, the backup for the old rabbit, turkey and the Pea Patch. There's rabbits in there too, I'm sure, somewhere. So I know there's a tune called Rabbit in the Collard Patch, so who knows? It might be right next to the Pea Patch. But anyway, the first part, what I've done on the backup that you'll see in the tabs, is just kind of go along with the, again, when you listen to the recording on tunes like this, you might hear the changes in different places, and I kind of took what they were doing and modified a little bit and made it a little bit more to my liking, what I heard. And in the guitar backup world, everybody's got a little different sensibility of how much or how little they want to do. So I kind of went a happy medium there. They did a little less chords, and I did a little bit more. So you can listen to the Slippery Hill recording and do what they did, or try what I did, or come up with your own thing from between those two. So the starting part, where it has that nice arpeggio, I'm just doing a D chord with the 4th string and the 5th string back and forth twice. Well, actually, I just go back 4, 5, and 4, and then I'm going to do a walk to the A chord. And you could use a thumb hook to get that note, or just reach over and get 2 in the bass and 3, and then the 5th string open for A. So my first little maneuver is just going to be D, 4, and 5, and then 4 one more time. Then I reach over and get that walk in the bass string, 2, 3, 5th string, and I bar my A chord, 2nd fret there. I'm using my 1st finger. You could use 3 fingers, but I'm picking the 5th string, and I'm strumming just the 3rd and 2nd string. And I'd hit the 4, 5, and 4 string wise, so it's 5 strum, just those 2 strings, and 4 strum. And then you could either just hit another bass and strum, but a lot of times in the backup, they do a walk from 5th string 2, 4, open D, that D walk. So let me just do that much there. That's kind of first 3 measures or so of the first part of the tune. So 1, 2, 3, the D, 4 and 5, back to 4, and then I'm going to walk that bass, 2, 3, 5th string A, bar that chord, 5 and 4, and then the walk on the 5th string, 2, 4, D chord. That's our first little maneuver in the first part. Sounds great. So I'm going to do that again just for practice. 1, 2, 3, the D, 4 and 5, 4 one more time. Then we're walking that low bass, 2, 3, 5th string open, bar the A, 5 and 4, walk the 5th string, 2, 4, D chord. Okay? And then we're going to do, start again, the same thing. We're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to go 4 and 5 for D, 4, walk that low bass again, A bar, 5 and 4. So right now I think we're just going to make that our game plan, just doing the same thing over and over. And when you're thinking about ways to change, you know, what you're doing there, one thing, of course, is to not walk at all. If I did that when I go from that A back, you know, after we have that A chord going 5, 4, and we walk, I think what I'll do is try it this time and leave that out and see what it sounds here. If I did the D chord, 4 and 5, the low walk, I'll keep that low walk, A chord, and just hit the 5th string, strum back to D. So that's a nice thing to not walk at all at some of those spots. So keep that in mind. That's an option there. You don't want to overwalk. You know, you might be past your destination if you keep walking. Where you need to be and you just keep walking, that's probably less than desirable. But I love walking, so don't get me wrong. So the whole first part with the walks intact first is going to be 1, 2, 3, go. Maybe I'll leave it out this time. I'll do the low bass walk, but just stay on the A chord, 5, 4, 5, and D. Start note, you repeat that. You experiment what you want to do there. A chord, I'll walk this time. 5th string walk. That low bass, A, 5, 4, and I walk that bass. That's a nice straight ahead walk there. We're not going to get too fancy there. But again, one little option, just remember you don't have to walk every time. If I did it without any walks one time, just before I get on the second part, if I went to, you know, just 4 and 5, see it changes in the middle of that measure. D, no walks. A. So you might try it that way first without any walks. And then you say, well, I could vary it a little bit. You know, your different choices of bass notes is a good thing to think about. The second part is a little notier. It's kind of right up and down. So very notey, kind of up and down the scale. You could do more chords, and I did throw a few more in, but they hold the D for a long time. So we're going to start out with just that D chord. Again, 4 and 5, twice. And then I think what I'm going to do is a thumb hook. We're going to keep that D, but hook your thumb on that 2nd fret low, and we're going to go from D, first part of that measure, to a G chord and an A chord. And you can bar it or do 3 fingers and walking. And this time I do the D chord and do a little thumb hook bass walk, G, 6 and 5, A chord, and the same old walk we did the first part. So I threw a few more chords in there this time. And on the recording, you'll hear they hold the A chord through a lot of that, which is fine. They go to the A in a little bit of a surprising place and hold it a long time. And that sounds cool too. So you'll kind of come up with your own, like I say, your own spots that you like to do more or less in. So here's the whole second part, just the way I did it, and then I'll slow it down or break it down a little bit more. 1, 2, second part. You know, holding that D chord. Then I go to thumb hook, low bass with the thumb 2nd fret, G chord, 6th string, A chord 5, and that walk we did earlier, 2, 4, D chord. And now I do the 5th string and the thumb hook note to a G chord, 6 and 5, and the A chord, same old story on this one, 5, 4, and walk back to D, 4 and 5. Thumb hook to a G, splitting that measure, A chord, the 5th string walk, thumb hook walk, G chord. So something else, just while we're thinking about walking and the basic, I'm not going to get too fancy this time, but if you want to try something different, or another great way to vary something is to start a little earlier. Like say I'm in the first part, let me think about this for a second. I can start earlier. What I had is doing that 4 and 5 and another 4th string and a walk. So instead of doing half a measure walk, you can walk the whole measure. So I'm doing 4, 5, and then I just hit the 4th string and go to I add one more fret, the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and I added a little 4th fret. I did a bluesy walk. that's taking up 1, 2, 3, all the notes of that measure with a walk. So it'd be like this. And you could kind of do that all the way through. Start your walk early, add more notes. But you don't want to do that too much. Although, you know, it might be a nice, it depends on the fiddler and kind of the feel that if you're playing with several people, kind of what they're doing. And if you have a bass player, of course, I always say that you got to kind of work with the bass player. If they're walking a lot, you might want to walk less, or you might want to do walks together. There's always a lot of options. So let me play both parts one time before we wind up there, and you can go out and check the Pea Patch, see if there's turkeys out there. So key of D, here's my basic backup that's in the tab, and I hope you'll vary it, you know, try more notes for walking, or leaving out the walks, or even experiment with the chords a little bit too. So it's all part of the fun of guitar backup. And it's an ongoing pursuit I think you can enjoy more than one lifetime possibly before you sort it out, but that's part of the fun. So here we go, turkey in the Pea Patch one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I might try the long walk this time for fun. Second part's coming up. Second part. Repeat the second part. Thumb of G and A. You can do a long walk there. Oh, that's fun. Might do a tag, so be ready to do a little tag. I'm going D, G, A, and maybe just a long D to A, or a walk. So a lot of possibilities. Mainly enjoy any which way you play it and have fun along the way, and hope you got a good fiddler around that you can practice this with. Of course, you got the videos, and we sure appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy Turkey in the Pea Patch. Thanks.